So most of our student athletes are, actually all of them are on F1 visas, which is a non-immigrant visa. And this is a particular time for, for being careful, let's say, about what is happening, because most of them left the US before the end of the semester, and kept being students in the school, but remotely, so working from home and studying from home. And when they come back in August, if they come back in August, it's, for most of them, is going to be more than 5 months that they stayed out of the country, out of the US, which is usually a problem if you have a student visa. And related to this is the fact that if they are not able to get into the country in August because travel limitations or anything, or schools maybe are closed and decide to go online, then what happens to their student visa? Can they keep their status? Do they have to do anything particular to keep it? Is there any advice that you can give us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll take that one. Essentially, with that, this is all about continuing to keep the flows of communication open with your DSO, your designated school officer, and essentially there are requirements to your F1 visa that all student athletes are aware of, and all the students on F1 visas are aware of. And so what you'll want to do with that is you'll want to continue to document all the changes that the school has made. If classes have been moved from a physical setting to an online setting, you'll want to continue to make sure that the DSO is aware that I'm physically unable to come to class. Therefore, I have to take my course instruction online. And so long as you continue to make sure that you are in constant contact and communication with your DSO, and they are aware of these changes because of the virus, not because of your own doing, then your status as a F1 student should be secure and should be in place.
Okay. So
I think just to add to what Jackie has said, it's really important for anyone that's holding F1 visas to understand there's a separation between the school and then the visa requirements themselves. So in terms of the school, making sure you complete your courses and you have enough credits to graduate, part of that will overflow into your F1 visa, but the F1 visa and the requirements that you must maintain whilst holding an F1 visa are only applicable if you're in the US. So if you're outside of the US, like some of your students may be, they may have returned back to their home countries, they're not obliged to maintain the F1 visa status because they don't have status in the US as soon as you leave the US. Now, in terms of their visa, if they're planning on coming back in August, they should make sure prior to traveling to the US that they have a valid F1 visa, that their I-20 is endorsed, and they should also verify with their DSO prior to making any travel arrangements that schools will reopen and they will start their classes when they're expected to do so.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, the biggest takeaway from all this is to keep in touch with the school, keep in touch with the DSO, and make sure that their status is active and they're good to come back.
Absolutely, and that will make sure, and the DSO will know that that they're inactive status and that their CVIS number isn't terminated because they've left.
Okay.
Absolutely.